Hi guys, so today we are going to be talking about Baltic weaving, or counted thread weaving, or band weaving. They all kind of coincide together just in different countries. So what we're going to overview today is the history of it. We're going to learn how to pick your thread, how to warp your ankle loom, and we're actually going to get started on a basic pattern. So the history of Baltic weaving and band weaving is actually really interesting. It's not the oldest weaving that there is out there, especially even in this part of the world, which is your northern countries such as Norway, Finland. Tablet weaving by far is much older, but the oldest band grinder that was found at an extant find was dated back to the 1100s. They really don't know how much further back it goes than that, but just finding that in itself is very cool. They have a lot, as you progress further in the age, they have a lot more finds, a lot more interest was taken in it, and people tried to put these pieces in museums to preserve the culture of the Baltic weaving. Baltic weaving itself was more than just decoration. It was used in everyday life. Some of the best examples of it that are found in northern Norway, it was used for reindeer reins, which I think is very cool. They also, in some places, used it for horse reins. It was used to swaddle babies. It was used in everyday use, not just for clothes decorations, even though that was a big part of it. A lot of this stuff was passed down from mother to daughter, including the patterns themselves. The patterns of the weaving actually meant different things. So a baby being swaddled for christening would have a very specific band wrapped around them that would have a cross that would fall over its chest to protect it on its way to the church to be christened. And it would have generally a coin sewn into one end and a needle sewn into the other, all because of different superstitions that were mingled with Christianity at the time. They also used them in work efforts. There was something called a sending basket. So when you would send food goods to your neighbor, you would tie the basket up with this weaving as a gift, and you would send it on its way. So it really has a very interesting history, and it definitely has a place in the culture. The main countries that we're looking at are going to be Lithuania, Latvia, Norway, and Finland. It was also used in some parts of Russia. Interestingly, the finds that they found in Russia were just as intricate as the other countries, but one of the ways that they used these Baltic weaving bands was they would be thicker. They wouldn't be as thin as some of the finds, which could be as small as a half an inch. They were thicker, and they would actually lower the caskets into the ground. So yeah, it has a very interesting history behind it that I find fascinating. I hope you do.
Likes to loom.
So traditionally, these bands were made on band looms, which would have been a piece of trim wrapped around with two hooks and some wood. And then at the other end of it would have been a heddle like this, where you can place your patterns through the smaller holes and your background threads through the large openings. Some of these finds, these were called band grinders, and they have found them throughout history. Some of them are very intricate and ornate. They're beautifully carved. But traditionally, that is how it would be done. A woman would have her band loom wrapped around her. This would sit about a foot out, and then she would be doing her weaving from back here. What I'm going to show you today is a little more you can travel better with it. We're going to show you how to actually warp your Baltic weaving onto inkle looms.